Hello and welcome to Gradius, the game, arcade game from 1985. You know it, you love it, and I made this specifically for you. Now, you might notice that I'm not really speaking very well because I don't ever speak, record, or do these. But I decided to do one, so look. Here, I'm getting my new strats, speed up first. You get the option second, because you want more firepower. Then you get the missiles, because they shoot behind you, there's the option. I'm not behind you, they shoot below you. Then you get the laser, and you keep the laser for the rest of the game, because double sucks. It looks weird, and I don't like it. But yeah, the first level in these games, I've heard that it's only to farm power-ups. It's not really too much of a challenge. You know, the first level of games usually isn't too much of a challenge, so... But here's a hidden strategy. I go 3 loops around the volcano. 1, 2, 3. Now you might be thinking that does absolutely nothing, but it's not true. You have to appease the game, you have to go for some luck strats. That's my luck strat. You can use it. I've not seen many people do. So here I'm trying to get the the missiles to shoot down onto this enemy so he doesn't spray bullets at me from below, and I do that. Now, interesting here, insider tip. The developers, when they were making this game, they said they wanted to deviate from the norm and make a 3-button game, when everybody else was making 2-button games. And they were really confident in their skill in making games, and they knew that it would pay off. And I think that if we had more developers like this, we would have good games even today, instead of like the Divinity Destiny 2. This part you have to stand either like farm points if you're good at the game, or stand in the top right corner if you don't want to die. This is one of those games where if you know the strats you can beat it. Like, it's like Hitman, the first Hitman, like Agent 47 or whatever it's called, I think. If you know the game you can beat it, if you don't, it's hell on earth. So here I just shoot the boss, the only boss in the game, by the way. Not really, but he's like, he appears like 70 times. He's really cool though, big guy, core ship, cool guy, ship even maybe. Here in the excuse me, here in the transitions between levels, you just basically kill the small enemies, get the power-ups, nothing special. And also this game is very famous for the coining the term Gradius syndrome, which you'll see if you die in this game, you actually die in real life. So be sure not to get the Gradius syndrome. And I'm not lying about that, you can look it up. Now here, this part I have mapped out in my head, like routed pretty well. I think I like never die on this. And you can follow my route if you want. You probably already know it. But yeah, my route basically, there's these pink things, you kill them, you can go through this. I think the game was really ahead of its time. It has so much things going on. It has like scrolling screens, you can go up or down even, as you can see. Killing destructible environments, power-up systems, boss fights. It even has a cutscene. Maybe, oh yeah, one cutscene I think, at the end of the game. It's really good. It's really ahead of its time. 1985, 85. It's before like GTA San Andreas even. It's ancient times. Now this part, if you don't know the strat, stand still with options around you, lasers shooting, killing the cubes. It's called Zub Rush, I think they're called Zubs, they have a name. If you don't know the strat, you're dead. Well, you can beat it without the strat, but it's extremely hard, and it killed like... It took me so long to beat the game because I didn't know the strat. Now this shield, I get it and I avoid it somewhat, because it's like fun. But anyway, here like a mini boss comes up, you kill him in 1 second, then you go on to the next part. This part is free. No, I mean, no, wait, hold up. This part is the hardest part in the game, excuse me. This is what kills 90% of my runs. And it's the Moai heads. I have it mapped out also, you can follow my map, my route. Here I just stand at the very left of the screen and shoot and stand still like this with options covering me. Then I go in, I go behind this guy's head, he has no idea. Behind the head, shoot, kill, and then I'm looking at the top right of the screen to kill the enemies. Those like enemies, and also avoid the stuff, because if you don't kill those enemies they just shoot you, and here I got lucky, basically took a bullet and didn't die. But anyway, I go behind this guy's head once again and I get through the Moai heads part, which is insanely hard, and so I'm sweating bullets in this section, even though it's extremely easy. Well, not extremely, but I don't think I ever lost a run to this. It's like a mini boss, just farm points, kill the balls, the shoot balls they were making this game. And I say that unironically. Now the boss again, you know him. Same boss. He kinda glitches out and goes off screen. But that's one of the charms about this game. It's really charm. Now here, oh, my option glitches out too. Don't like go up or down a lot, because you fucking die. You'll get like enemies, a lot of enemies shooting down hellfire upon you. So this part is free, not actually it's not. Never mind. I'm a fool maybe. Well, you'll see I have this part really also mapped out. So they give you terrain again, so you can crash into it and die, but don't do that. I also got lucky again with the bullets. So here I go top right immediately to kill these enemies, otherwise the game kills me. Now here's another volcano, you might remember the luck strat. You have to go for it again, but be careful of the enemies below. Well, they can't actually shoot you through the volcano, but still. Here I just flail, because I'm not sure what I'm doing and I die. Well, you might notice I'm still alive actually, in real life I mean. And so, to confirm, I just go and kill myself once again. Now that we know, and I have no speed, I go through the volcano for the luck. And I have a recovery strat for this part actually, it's really not even that hard. Firstly, you get lucky here and don't die, and then you just go to the bottom of the screen. And you just keep the bottom of the screen clear, but don't go like to the left all the way, because enemies spawn and they ram you. And here you just have to take the hail of bullets from above, if you don't have power-ups here, I mean. But yeah, here I'm desperately hoping to collect some power. But as you'll see, my hopes are in vain, because I crash into an enemy, or he crashes into me maybe. And so I spawn once again, but this time I have speed, 1 speed up. And that's all I need, really. Now, I've done this before, so I know what I'm doing, but I crash into the enemy for the 3rd time. And here I'm on 0 lives, so that gives me a buff in luck. So at least I have that on my side. As you'll see, whoop, an enemy crashes into me, but I kill him 1 millisecond before he kills me, so you know, you gotta get lucky once in a while. This part, music fades out, next mini boss section thing. I figured this out on my own, the safe spot. You go to the bottom left, and even without power-ups you can win. So I've not seen this on YouTube, but it's probably known extremely well. Everything is known extremely well about this game. I saw some strats on YouTube, but not this. Because I don't try not to look up strats. Anyway, this boss again, he's back with a vengeance, and this time I just don't. I'm like trying kind of to shoot him, but I decide just I'm too nervous, I'm gonna choke and die. So I'll just time him out. He times out fairly quickly if you don't want to fight him, because he probably, you know, if the player is too much of a pussy to fight, he just kills himself, which is admirable. Here he closes his core and kills himself. The next section, space. You always go to space. You always go to space between levels. This is actually extremely hard without power-ups, but I somehow managed to do it without dying. I get the laser, probably a mistake, but I believed, so, and maybe you should believe too. Here I just maneuver around these enemies, I know how they act, and this is the worst part of the game. I really think this is the only like bad part of the game, like straight up bad. I don't like it at all. The brains come out, they have tentacles, they can shoot, and they sometimes wall you, and it feels like it's either free and extremely boring or impossible, this section. And I was nervous here because I knew I had a chance, but man, you'll see there's one extremely close call in this section. By the way, the brains, you can also kill them, but they're not like, they have a lot of HP, so don't even bother, honest. Next brains, 2 more brains, 3 tentacles. Kill them easily. Well, not easily at all, because the hitboxes actually suck ass. Oh, and there I made a, like a really close call. I don't know if you saw. And this guy on the top left, he just glitches out and fades out, which is really funny, I think. Now the boss, you might be familiar with him already. Actually not the boss, another fucking brain tentacle monster. But after him is the boss, I promise you, and he times out in like 5 seconds. It's ridiculous. Here you'll see 1, 2, there you see. Now the boss, then again the same boss. Sometimes they act differently, like they have varying speeds at which they shoot and like the direction they go in. Not very creative, I'm not gonna lie. Well, you know, they were in 1985, so I can forgive them. The game is extremely good for the year it's made in. Well, anyway, this part, they give you power-ups free. The next part is like the part before the last level, and it's also free if you have power. If you don't, it's impossible. So, you know, that's why they call it the impossible syndrome. Now I get the shield here. I'm so lucky to actually have the shield here because it will save my life, as you'll see. That's why they call it the save your life syndrome. Here I forget what to do and I start shooting the the gun instead of the turret enemies on the bottom that actually shoot at you and are a threat, unlike the gun monsters that just slowly walk or float towards you. And these like orange gun, they drop the power-ups so you can refuel here if you need to. Anyway, this part, here I had like my first big choke when I was playing the game. I went under instead of going in the middle and I just choked and died, and the terrain, it was really insane actually. Now this boss is the only unique boss in the game, or no, well, I think maybe the only boss that shows up once. He's free if you have lasers and options, if not you're dead. Well, maybe not if you're like good at the game, but who's good at the game? Yo? Maybe. I get another life here, and that's important because you'll see that I'll die more. I'm not done with dying yet, that's why they call it the die syndrome. Yeah, here I have some strategy here. It's not like random flailing and hoping. Partly it is, but here the shield saves my life like 50 times. And I'm just looking to kill the enemies at the top with my laser, because the laser actually has a really big hitbox. And it's like really good for actually killing the enemies at the top, even though the double shot, I'm not using it, so you'll never see it in your life. But but it actually shoots up. It's not like two bullets going straight, it goes up. And it's intended probably for killing the ceiling enemies, but I don't use it ever because laser is just way cooler looking and epicer, maybe even. Here I'm just sweating probably insanely hard and shaking and screaming. And here I'm just counting now. 1, 2, and then I go. That's my route, there you go. And I die from the enemy shooting me in the behind. And I'm really sad here, I'm thinking the run is over, it's over. I'll never beat the games. I suck at games, I'm one of the bad players. And then I die once again, and then I realize, oh man, I did all my luck strats. I have to do it. So I decide to actually clutch this one out. to get 1cc. So here I'm thinking, there's no way, how am I gonna do the cubes? Oh, I just got my luck handed to me. And then I kill these enemies, basically just stand still, it's not rocket science. I mean, come on. Then here I know a cage is coming. They wanna cage me and stop me from winning, so I just go above it. It's a well-known strategy. I think the first person that ever played the game did this, probably. It's obvious. Those enemies that are behind me don't actually ram you if you're like not at the very left of the screen, but the enemies, those jumpers, they actually do. And now here I'm kill the one tentacle, go, just go. I'm thinking, go, fuck it, I don't care, man. I just killed the brain. Final boss time. He's dead. I win the game. Really happy you blow up the planet. That's it. And then the game just loops forever. Like Pac-Man, maybe. Or... well, yeah. So I decide to kill myself and end it, and so I can write my initials and be done with this game. It's really good, I think. One of the greatest games, probably, if you ask some old people. I loved it. Thank you, Gradius.